This video press release looks at Mercator Advisory Group's recent document, the 2014 ATM Benchmark Report. We're here today with the report's author, Ed O'Brien, who's director of the Banking Channel's Advisory Service. So Ed, tell us about the ATM Benchmark Report and its contents this year.
Sure thing, Ken. One of the things we're seeing is the ATM market is clearly relevant, but it's also becoming even more important with the increased use of mobility and the convergence of mobility with ATMs. We're at the very beginning of where there may be and will be an opportunity, for example, with pre-staging of ATM withdrawals with mobile devices and other opportunities for P2P transfers, which I think that the financial institutions and the other stakeholders in the industry should be aware of, just for their product planning and for their strategic planning exercises. We also have seen an acceleration of the capabilities within the ATM channel itself, particularly over the last 5 to 7 years. And it's exciting to see that this kind of basic channel, or what's thought to be a basic channel, really has become the hub of the self-service channels, and really an integral part of the movement of the digital channels and the movement toward hub and spoke banking as part of omni-channel banking, where customers and members have an opportunity to bank when and where they want. But many require access to a local ATM to actually get cash when they need it.
Clearly, one of the things you cover, as you mentioned, is some of the developments from a channel or device standpoint. This report also pulls together a lot of disparate data on the ATM channel. I wonder if you could just tick off some of the data components that are part of this report as well.
Sure, Ken. We continue to see great growth both in the I would say in North America, but primarily in Eastern Europe and in Asia. But there are still, even though that the top line growth may be slowing within the U.S., there's a movement toward intelligent deposit or deposit automation ATMs. The use of cash, we also cite the velocity of cash usage throughout the world, and cash is not dead. Clearly, electronic payments continue to increase, but there is also an increasing need for cash in many markets, and even in the U.S., there is still a strong market for cash, and there will be for the foreseeable future. We also see even though the focus is on financial institutions, that the movement toward these newer types of ATMs also will and are making their way and will continue to make their way toward the independent channels. And we're also seeing the use of other companies that provide ATMs, the devices and assistance in driving, to allow, in some cases, financial institutions to have a presence in grocery stores and pharmacies, et cetera, as they've had for a while, but we're seeing an increase from this perspective. And we are continuing to look at innovative new ways to access ATMs, and whether it's through QR codes or perhaps in the future, in the not too distant future, NFC. So there's a kind of a convergence of technologies as well that will continue to drive demand for ATMs.
You also updated some of the market statistics in terms of ATM deployments, volume estimates, things like that. We did, yes we did. And we continue to look for, each year we continue to try to add data on not only numbers of inventories of ATM fleets, but also where the demand is expected. And we also look at surcharge-free ATM, at the surcharge-free ATM markets, and the other opportunities for expanding the presence in various markets. Thanks, Ed. For members of the Banking Channel's Advisory Service, we encourage you to download the report. And if you have any follow-up questions, to call Ed directly. If you're not a member of the service and have interest in the report or some of these topics, we encourage you to contact us at info@mercatoradvisorygroup.com.